Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. And today I'm going to cover the second round of FIDE World Cup, game one, where lots of draw happened. And from this round, basically the tournaments are getting exciting because lots of world-class top players are entering. Because in the first round, top 50 seeds got the bye. So from the second round, basically they are entering into the game. So Gukesh is playing, Prag is playing, Arjun is playing, Anish Giri is playing, lots of well players. Vincent Kaimer is playing. So Hans Niem and Duda. So they are all entering. Vidit is playing. So from this round, the tournament will get much more exciting than the round one. And we'll look at some games and highlights basically of the round two. So let's start with the board number one. Gukesh made a draw with the Kazakhstan GM Nojerbek Kajibek. Okay, so Gukesh started the game with knight f3. It was pretty equal game, and I was checking the game where his opponent made a small mistake in this point where his opponent played c6, but it was not very much evident that how are you going to exploit this kind of weakness. So the game was pretty much balanced in the entire time, and the game was ended in a draw. Even in the rook pawn endgame, if you look at it, this was the position. It seems that this pawn is going forward, but actually not that much. uh, it was completely stopped by the rook, and in the rook endgame, we'll just look at it, that how the Kazakhstan GM stopped that pawn beautifully, and a6 is going to lose, and after that h4, and it's just simply a draw position, and later on they both shake their hand. So first round it was a draw for the Gukesh, and today Gukesh will be playing with the black pieces. Arjun Erigaisi made a score in this event, and he played in the, you can see, in the Italian game, and later on at this some sort of moment, yeah, I would say that this is the critical point where his opponent played e into d5, and computer is saying that it is slightly inaccurate move. The better move was queen to c3, unpinning himself and make the rook pin. But after that, the way Arjun played this entire game, and it is very evident to see that how he has played with rook into d5, queen c2, and then double up the rook on the file, and then the queen knight endgame. The b4 was a weakness, and which he exploited beautifully. Knight b4 came, and after this blunder, and then he lost the piece. Actually, he thought maybe there will be a draw after queen c8 and queen f5, but g6 stopped it. Maybe I believe that he thought about after queen f5 it is a draw, but g6, and this queen is defending that square, and it's kind of very I would say that very shocking that a grandmaster of 2550 around rating from Bulgaria, Petro Martin, very strong grandmaster, he played this kind of one move piece blunder. So Arjun made a score. Pragyananda also, on the other hand, he had a draw game with Australian GM Teimur Huibukau. So this game was also pretty normal. There was no mistakes from the both sides, and in the end game, it was Rook Bishop end game, and Black hold very well this position, that opposite color bishop, and there was not too much that black could do, neither white. So this game was also ended as a draw. Anish Giri also made a draw with Bosnian Herzegovinian GM, which is Bohan Makshimovic, right? He made that draw, so we'll check at this. This game was also pretty normal, but that was the critical moment where I found that his opponent played knight d2, and after bishop a2, king e2, and here that was the critical moment where black would have an winning advantage after f3, but that's not the case. It's very very difficult practically to figure it out, because after f3, king f3, computer was suggesting some sort of bishop g5, and then knight e4, bishop c1. So not a very easy variation to spot and to assess this position that it is winning for black. Not at easy, or doesn't matter if you're 2700 or 2800. So Giri played here at this moment d3, and the game ended in a draw after that. Even I believe that he had double bishop, but it was no use of it. So we can see that later on it became an opposite color bishop, where the game was ended in a draw from that. This he had an extra pawn, but all were well blocked. This pawn is blocked, this pawn is well protected, right? You cannot go with your king easily and chase this pawn. So both pawns cannot be attacked. So that is the main point, and by which the bishop can either block this, either block this. So that's the simple fortress, and it was a draw. Wesley's also made a draw with Semavic Titas from Lithuanian GM. And the thing you will see that the most of the grandmaster made draw top class grandmaster because they are not playing open tournaments all over the world. And whenever you are not playing open tournaments, you are only playing close invitational tournaments. So what happened? You only know about those 10, 12, 15 opponents at your level. Whenever you face an unknown opponent, it's very much obedient that you are not well prepared, right? They are holding the game. They are not making mistakes, right? So you are not able to break that territory because not everyone is Magnus Carlsen or Gary Kasparov. So that's why most of the game ended as a draw. Even with the white pieces, they're not able to take that advantage. So that's the beauty of FIDE World Cup, right? And there is a knockout system. So if you made to draw, the game will go into the tie break, and tie break anything can happen. So if you have not very good rapid blitz skill, so you might get knocked out even by the lower rated opponent. So that's one of the thing. Vincent came on the game, so he's playing very well in the recent time, and even in the same in the Scotch kind of Italian Scotch system, and he won the game at this moment. I would say that in the end game, some sort of his opponent made a mistake. Double bishop versus rook. So at this moment, if you look at it, this game was a draw, completely equal from the computer. Only move was king f5, but white has played h7 and sorry h7, and which made the huge mistake. And after b2, king b1 queen, and queen, and he got checkmated actually after knight f3. Simply just mating 4 from here after king d1, queen a1, rook c1, queen d4, king c2, queen d2, king b1, and queen a2 is checkmate. So fourth checkmate was there. Wei won the game with the white pieces. So that was also a good result for him. He also won the game in 26 moves. So that was a pretty miniature. We'll see that how we won the game. Okay, at this moment, I think the opening 20, yeah, in Italian, Guico Piano, open Italian, it happened. And after queen f6, so bishop e6. Let's see. Okay, pretty much crushing game. And yeah, he lost the piece. It was clearly evident that white is having material advantage, huge material advantage with this weak king. And black resigned after some time. So that was the final position. Where yes, the rook knight was also kind of trapped because you cannot play this after queen c4. Simply I will take here. I can play queen c7 as well. Like take this, whatever I play, it's just winning. So let's see. Abdul Sattar Nodirbek made a draw, okay, on that game. Hans Niemann made a draw. Shakir Mamediyarov won the game, so that's a good result for him. He also played not a small game, but yeah, kind of 30 moves game, and he won the game. That was the final position of his game in with the white pieces. He could take the queen simply this moment, and this is completely winning because of bishop f7. King will move, and then maybe queen e1 simply just winning. Look this, and after gh4, white is simply a piece up, and we should not think about it. After h5 this, and then maybe mate is also coming. So okay, Maxim Bashir won the game with Surya Sekhar Ganguly from India, and it was pretty exciting game. We will just see that how the game went. E4, e6, queen e2, uh, c5. So it transformed into some sort of French Sicilian structure, and that was very chaotic game where a roller coaster happened. But Maxim basically kept the advantage for the long time and pressed. Okay, so and I believe at this moment where Surya played g5, he probably thought, okay, I have undermined white center after e5. But the point is that that was white was having pretty strong attack. This f6 square is weak, maybe. And later on, how white did the long castle, uh, even with the short castle attack on the f5. So that was pretty instructive game. So that game I will cover later on more deeply with more deep analysis. That was a very good result for Maxim. So Diptayon made a draw with Yan Nepomiachi with the white piece, and that was a pretty dull game. There was no such any kind of initiative, any mistake from either side. So pretty stable position, stable hold, very well played by Diptayon. Not even a single mistake. Jovawa Badhur also made a draw with Lake Wan Liam. Arunak lost against Levon. Arunak is playing from India. So he lost against Levon. He made some this mistake, and at this moment that was knight f6 was a blunder by which he basically lost. Queen g6 was coming, and it's completely losing position. D pawn. Sindarov Javokir won the game with Petrov Nikita. So that's a good result for Sindarov. Vidit made a draw with that young talented Oro Faustino. The first round, he was the limelight player in this Olympiad. So Oro Faustino. So he made a good comeback in the second round also. Hold the game for a draw against Vidit with the black pieces. So that's a good result for him in the basically in the Rai Lopez Spanish Open played, and that was the final position of them. I believe that Vidit offered a draw and they took it. Liang Aunder won the game against Max Warmerdam. Nihal Sarin made a draw. Hari Krishna also made a draw. Hari Krishna made a draw. Apart from that, Param Maksudla made a draw. Jordan Van Forest made a draw. Matthias Blubam won the game. So that's a good result for Matthias actually. He played very well in the FIDE Grand Swiss, and in this kind of open tournament also is playing well. Daniel Dubov made a draw. So let's see. Idani Powa. Inian made a draw with Nguyen Thai Van Dan. Okay. So he also made a draw. He's the current Indian national champion. Murali Karthikeyan made a draw with Idani Powa. Then can't see much more. Well, yeah, Sam Shankland made a win against Ivanchuk. So that's a good result for Shankland actually. He made a very good, strong result. Narayana Nesel also made a draw with Nikita Fyodorov. And you can see that okay, Abhimanyu Mishra, world youngest GM, he also made a draw with Saleh Meyer Saleh. So who is the UAE's number one player. So we can see that how this tournament, when it is coming into the round two, how all the top players are basically coming into the game, and the lots of games are making draw. And from this round, we'll see today is the second round is going on. And from this round, we'll see that the lots of game will go into the tie break, which will be happening in tomorrow, and we might see lots of upsets in the in the second round. Another result I have to say, which is Aryan Tari, who lost against Indian Pranav V. So that's a big result for Pranav. So Pranav is in an excellent form in the recent days. He made a very good comeback here. So Sadhwani Ronak made a draw, and yeah, that's all about it from the round 2 game 1. Today the round 2 is happening, and we might see lots of draw even in the round 2 game 2, and tomorrow will be the tie break of round second round tie break will be there, and we'll see that there will be lots of ups and downs, upsets, maybe some top seeds will go out of the tournament, and that's the beauty of the World Cup, right? It's a knockout format. You basically one bad day and you are out of the tournament. So that's the most exciting format, right? So okay, I hope you like these highlights of this round 2 game 1. Tomorrow I'll come with game round 2 game 2 highlights as well, and then after that the tie break highlights. So till then, okay, signing off. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.